Hello everyone, and welcome to The Guido Goes Off. As always, thank you folks for watching. Please like these videos, share them with everyone you know, and if you have yet to join the Field of Faithful, please subscribe. Ladies and gentlemen, Wrestlemania 35 is in the books. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't the worst WrestleMania. A lot of surprises, a lot of shockers, but mostly a lot of feel-good moments. Honestly, this was a very feel-good Mania. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the review. Okay, the event started off with the Cruiserweight Championship match. Buddy Murphy defending against the winner of the tournament, Tony Nese. This is very good. A lot of varied offense. Both guys getting their signature stuff in. I know Buddy Murphy tried a couple times to go for Murphy's Law. I think even Tony Nese tried to do it. Also going for the running Nese, missing on one occasion. However, once Murphy got compromised, Nese took his opportunity. Went for the running Nese, connected, got the cover of the count. 1, 2, 3, your winner and new Cruiserweight Champion, Tony Nese. Big congratulations to him. And we're just going to keep on cruising through this. Up next was the Women's Battle Royal. I was a little miffed because my prediction was Lacey Evans, and she was not even in the match. So, yeah. Of course, a lot of a few surprises in there. You have Marie Kanellis in there, Kairi Sane. It wasn't. This went fairly quickly, but of course you saw the Riot Squad really teaming up to go after everybody. But then, Asuka went and eliminated eliminating Ruby Riott and then Liv Morgan. Sarah Logan kind of then becoming a tour de force, almost winning the thing, but apparently everyone forgot Carmella slipped under the ring. She came out from under the ring just as Sarah Logan was the last one in, dumped her over. And your winner of the Women's Battle Royal and new holder of the Uterine Cup, Carmella. Gonna move on. The third match, surprisingly, was the Raw Tag Team Championship match. Of course, this was signed on very short notice. The Revival teaming up. The Revival going up against Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. Not gonna lie, this was pretty much tour de force by the Revival. They're showing their crisp, their seamless tag team skills. You had situation where pretty much it was either Hawkins or Ryder taking a heck of a lot of punishment. Even Hawkins taking a brainbuster on the outside from, I want to say, Dawson. However, Dawson got to the point where Hawkins couldn't even stand. Dawson was trying to pick him up. Hawkins rolled him up, got him for the 1, 2, 3. Your first feel-good moment. The streak is over. After 296 matches without a win, Kurt Hawkins has his WrestleMania moment with his good friend Zack Ryder, and they are now the new Raw Tag Team Champions. Okay, the fourth match. The last match of the pre-show, of course, the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Of course, you had everybody walk into the ring. Then you had Michael Che and Colin Jost. Interestingly enough, Michael Che wearing headgear and tights that had his and Colin's pictures on it. And of course, Colin Jost trying to be the supreme heel, wearing a Cleveland Odell Beckham Jr. jersey. For those that don't know, Odell Beckham Jr. is a wide receiver. Spent the last few years playing with the New York Giants, who play in MetLife Stadium, where WrestleMania was held. was recently traded to the Cleveland Browns. So, yeah, it also had like pictures of no Braun Strowman on his tights. This one went kind of quick. I didn't even bother saying when people got eliminated because like people were just flying out of that ring. I was surprised Lince Dorado didn't die because he hit that mat hard. But then again, pretty much all three members of the Lucha House Party hit that hit the outside pretty hard. It came down to the Hardys, Braun Strowman, then Jost and Che coming out from underneath the ring, trying to help get rid of Strowman, but Strowman shrugs it off, pushes them. Then Jost has the audacity to bring out his therapist, saying, "We don't need to solve everything with violence." You forget where you're at? buddy, this ain't feelings mania. And, to quote a great man, facts don't care about your feelings, and you had a very big fact, about a 6'8", 375-pound fact staring you right in the face. Braun then threw the therapist out of there, threw Che out, and then as Jost is trying to get him over, Braun gets back in, grabs him up, tosses him over. So your winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, Braun Strowman. Congratulations and welcome to mediocrity. Alright, moving on to the main body of the card. A big shocker as we opened the show proper with the Universal Championship match. I mean, Alexa Bliss came out and was talking, then she brought out Hulk Hogan. Then you're seeing Paul Heyman marching to the ring, grabs the mic, and he says, "If we're not headlining, we want to get this done as soon as possible." And so that's when Brock Lesnar comes out. You'll notice this. All the champions came out first in this Mania. So, very, why? Because, to be honest, it's usually tradition. Never mind. We'll skip tradition here for a bit, apparently. Lesnar came out. Then out came Seth Rollins. Rollins then gets a crap kicked out of him all over creation and then some. Gets thrown over the German announce table a couple times. One time landing on the German play-by-play announcer because Brock cares nothing for human life. So then they bring him back in. He tries to tell the ref to ring the bell. The ref's trying to check on Rollins. Then sends him back out again, throws him around some more, then brings back in, then the match officially starts. Got a couple of suplexes, but then Seth got pushed into the ref got knocked to the side, and that's when Seth hit the critical. Boom! Right in the dingus, which sent Brock crumpling to the ground. Then it took 3 curb stomps, but after the third one, Brock finally stayed down long enough for a 3 count. Your winner and new Universal Champion, Seth Rollins. I picked Brock to win because I'd heard about his new deal, but I guess they actually want to have the Universal Championship there. Shocker, dangling the carrot. You have to have the carrot there. Am I right? I'm probably right. Okay, moving on. Second match of the card: AJ Styles taking on Randy Orton. It simply seemed like it wasn't going to be a matter of if; it was only going to be when the RKO was going to get hit. Randy tried it several times. One time you see AJ going up for the phenomenal forearm, and then jumps back down off the rope, and you can see that Orton was anticipating the RKO and laying fall flat on his back. Then gets caught with the springboard 450. Wasn't quite enough to get the job done. Of course, AJ trying to get the calf crushed, but like I said, it was pretty much a Randy overly relying on the RKO, trying to get it. Did actually hit it. Only got a 2 count out of it. Then finally, AJ gets the phenomenal forearm, gets the cover, gets the count. Your winner, AJ Styles. Alright, moving on to... I'm sorry, I'm going through my notes here. Okay, the SmackDown... Okay, up next was the SmackDown Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way. You had the Usos defending against The Bar. The team of Aleister Black and Ricochet and Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev. You know, this... seeing a lot of the varied offense, but what really stuck out for me was while Cesaro took Ricochet for that patented swing, patented Cesaro swing, while Sheamus is grabbing random other teams and doing the 10 beats of the Bowen. You did see Rusev and Nakamura doing some team action, but it was in the end it was the Usos getting the better of everybody, landing the double Us for the win. So your winners and still SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos. Given that this match really didn't have a lot of build to it, very, very good work by all 4 teams involved. Moving on to the Falls Count Anywhere match. Shane McMahon taking on The Miz. Of course, the two of them going all over creation. Then Shane had placed Miz on one of the announce tables. George Mizanin coming out of the crowd, blocking the attempt, and then actually getting in the ring, looking like he's going to fight. I thought this was a little weird and actually a little dangerous, mostly because he still had his glasses on. I'm not gonna lie, that's usually the first thing you try to take off if you're in a fight. But Mace just changed credit. He avoided the face. But Shane was looked like he was trying to give him points, and then just start whooping the crap out of him. And this is where Miz went off. And just starts beating Shane all over the map. Using a steel chair while Shane's ankle was trapped against a railing, hitting that. Then they went to the production area. It ended up in like this camera rig where Shane hit a skull-crushing finale on one of these camera platforms, only getting a 2 count. But then Shane's trying to escape, going up to a higher level one, and we're talking about 15 feet up from this. We're getting there. 15 feet up, and then he's begging off from the Miz. Miz is like, no, hits him, but then hooks him up for a suplex, and then the two go off the platform, crashing through this makeshift platform. The ref goes to check on him, counts 3 because Shane technically was on top of Miz at the time. Your winner, Shane McMahon. Again, so of course this clearly this feud is going to continue, because really it was simply this, you see the big spot and oh, he's on top of my better count. So probably seeing this feud continue in the future. Up next was the Women's Tag Team Championship. They brought out Paige as a color analyst for this, and hey, I always love me some Paige. Sorry. As we all know, yammering's a thirsty business. So, of course, the Women's Tag Team Championship match, the Boss 'n' Hug Connection, Sasha Banks and Bayley, defending against the Iconics, the team of Nia Jax and Tamina, and the reunion of the Divas of Doom, Natalya and Beth Phoenix. Everybody got their offense in. It seemed very early, like Natalya, that they knocked Nia and Tamina out of the way. So you saw a lot of offense from mostly the Boston Hug working against the Iconics, but then Beth and Natty are getting some offense in. Then you had your spot out on the floor. There was a scary situation where Nia Jax and Tamina were doing stereo Samoan drops, where I think Nia didn't hook Billie Kay's leg right, and as she went down, I could see that knee twist, and so hopefully Billie Kay is all right. This then ends up where everybody's doing spots, the jumping spots to the outside. Sasha, I think Sasha comes in to try to pin, I want to say it was Beth Phoenix. I think that, the two of them were working on Beth Phoenix. But then the Iconics come in, and then Peyton Royce comes in, gets the pinfall and the win. Your winners and new women's tag team champions, the Iconics. I actually picked this one. I think it's just a matter of time, and I think it was a good time for them to be women's tag team champions, and of course, hopefully get things going in this division. Your next match, the WWE Championship match, the New Daniel Bryan taking on Kofi Kingston. The New Day had this present that they said they were saving for later, moved it off to the side, and you see the table with this platform, or this table with something underneath black felt. Bryan comes out, and on that table, it's where he puts, of course, his renewable WWE Championship belt. And then these guys just went into it. No real outside interference early on. It was these two guys trade shots. Kofi going for the Trouble in Paradise early and missing completely. Bryan did several attempts at the lapel lock, holding it for quite some time. Kofi trying for an SOS, but it getting countered. Bryan hitting a running knee, knocked Kofi out, but then go for cover, not getting it. Once again, going for another attempt at the lapel lock. I think this is the point where Kofi hits the SOS. Bryan rolls to the outside, and this is where Kofi's trying to go after him. Rowan blocks his path. This is when finally Xavier and Big E, both of them attack Rowan, hitting him with the up down down, equalizing him. And Kofi getting back in the ring. Bryan missing with the running knee. I think he was trying to go for a running knee. Kofi counters with a kick, and then ends up hitting the Trouble in Paradise, getting the cover, the count, and the win. Your winner and new WWE Champion Kofi Kingston. I apologize. First big real we had some feel good moments. This one, of course, everybody was rooting for Kofi. Everybody
believed it. As we all know, you don't win titles for time served. You win because you deserve it. And of course, as it being a what have you done for me lately, Kofi has been a workhorse, and it's I'm not gonna lie, well deserved. Then, of course, they the New Day tossed aside Bryan's renewable title and lift up the felt to reveal the standard WWE Championship belt already had his nameplates on it. And then they his kids come into the ring with him, and then they open up the thing. It says, and it was a shirt with them with the WWE Championship saying there's a new champ. Yes, there is, which I'm sure you probably will already find, either if not already, easily tomorrow morning on WWE Shop. I do know that they did advertise other shirts for it. using the B team. I guess they printed up 2 kinds for Daniel Bryan. One for Kofi, one for Daniel Bryan. I guess this was a 11th hour decision to have Kofi go over and win the title, but it was a feel good moment. That you can't put a price on that. So Kofi takes the win, celebrates with his brothers, and we're gonna see where things go from there. All right, moving on. The next match, I'm just gonna go. It was very quick. Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio for the United States Championship. It was Rey hit a couple things, and basically Joe hit the coquina clutch. The ref checked him and then rang the bell real quick. So very very quick match. I believe this has something to do with Rey Mysterio's injury, so probably didn't want him to go long. So your winner still United States Champion Samoa Joe. I picked this because I think Joe needed a substantial run, but I think it went so quickly because Rey was hurt. We are moving on to, it's somewhere in here. Okay, the next match, the grudge match between Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. Of course, this was actually Reigns' first singles competition since returning from his battle with leukemia. You can see that they did work things out. There was a lot of offense by Drew. Drew just was there's almost seeming unstoppable. Then Reigns, of course, making a big comeback, missing a Superman punch. Getting nailed with the Glasgow Kiss, which rebounded him in the ropes, and then he hit another Superman punch. Then getting the crowd on his side for the spear and the win. Your winner, Roman Reigns. I mean, these guys work pretty hard, but this was, not every match can be a winner. And there should be a lot of these cooling down matches. So. Alright, then moving on to, I guess, like I keep saying, the Senior Tour. Triple H versus Batista, no holds barred. If Triple H lost, he could not compete in ring again. Batista came out with in a motorcade, walked down to the ring, tried to get in the ring, tripped, fell down. The internet already had fun with it. Someone was like, this has got to be on YouTube. I'm like, dude, it's already on Twitter. They're like, it's only been like 10 seconds. I'm like, it's wrestling Twitter. We have fun with this. Then went to the co-star of his, the co-star of his new movie is at ringside. He got back into the ring fight. He's laughing it off. Then there's this vignette, like this Mad Max Fury Road vignette. And Triple H came to the Wrestlemania shiny and chrome, coming out on this rat rod, like it was a very Mad Max-esque. The match started basically with Triple H hitting Batista with a toolbox, then opening up the toolbox, grabbing a chain, whipping him with the chain, working over his hand with a pair of channel locks, and then much like with a screwdriver in Jeff Hardy's ear, Triple H grabs a chair, hits Batista with it, sits on top of it, and then uses a pair of needle-nose pliers, yanking out Batista's nose ring. Batista's finally starting to get some of his offense in. Hitting a power bomb, then trying to taking the stairs, putting him on top of the Spanish announce table to try to Batista bomb Triple H onto the English announce table. But instead Triple H countered, backdropped him onto the English announce table. Did not break. Then Triple H finds Old Faithful under the ring. He grabs the sledgehammer. He goes to, of course, he's trying to take every chance he can to use it. But he's getting countered at every turn. Then Then Batista is trying to get Jesus grabs the rest of the steps, throws it in the ring. Ends up hitting a Batista bomb, doesn't get all of it. Then decides he's going to go for the sledgehammer while this is happening. Ric Flair comes out, hands another sledgehammer to Triple H, distracts Batista. Once Batista turns around, gets nailed with the sledgehammer, hit with the pedigree. Your winner, Triple H. Not bad. But again, it kind of showed that Batista wasn't in the best of shape for it, and you can tell. But hey, decent match put on by these two guys, and well, of course, for Triple H, the adventure continues. All right, moving on. Let's see. Wow, I am flying through this. Good. Well, I was flying through this. It's still 25 minutes in, but it's going faster than they normally do. Up next, the farewell match. Kurt Angle in his final WWE contest until WWE needs him to wrestle again. Going up against Baron Corbin. Of course, it was very nostalgic, but Kurt doing his best. Putting on the ankle lock multiple times. Baron powering out of it, even hitting the deep six. That wasn't enough for a 3 count. Kurt then misses the moonsault. Goes up, misses the moonsault, and this is the beginning of the end. Baron pushes him off the ropes, hooks him up. End of days. Your winner, Baron Corbin. Now, I'm not going to lie. This is probably something Baron needed because he's really been not good. So, of course, Kurt gave a very impassioned speech. I think it was about this time Elias came. This time the 82,000 at MetLife Stadium watched Elias play with himself. Okay, basically, you saw it on the TV. There was Elias on the piano. You saw Elias on the drums, and then there's Elias in the ring on the guitar. They played a little something. And he's talk about playing, and then all of a sudden, an old familiar, this scene from a Yankees game. Like of the days of Babe Ruth, you see Babe Ruth hitting the home run, and then all of a sudden an old familiar song hits, and we see John Cena. Not happy, smiley John Cena. We see the Doctor of Thugonomics make a return. Of course, wearing a Yankees jersey. Cuts a scathing rap promo, then hits Elias with not the AA, but the FU, and he walks off into the sunset. So yay. Second to last match. I mean, odd match for the death spot, but it also I can kind of see it because the reason why they booked it this late because you needed it dark for what was going to happen. It was the Intercontinental title match. Bobby Lashley taking on the Demon, Finn Balor. Once again, I mean, these guys know each other pretty well, so it was pretty much Finn got a lot of high-flying offense in early, then Lashley playing the power game. Finn tries to come back, but every time he comes back, you had Leo Rush with the distraction. But then all of a sudden, Finn lands a kick. He's trying to go for a powerbomb. It doesn't work. And then he tries it again. Ends up powerbombing Lashley. Then I'll go into the top rope. Hitting the coup de grace. 1, 2, 3. Your winner and new Intercontinental Champion, Finn Balor. Always great to see the Demon. But, of course, we have one more match to talk about. Oh, sorry. And that is, of course, the winner-take-all triple threat for the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships. Ronda Rousey getting played. Of course, before this happens, you see Charlotte coming in a helicopter. They're rolling out the red carpet. She's wearing a leather jacket. She takes that off. They put on. They bring her robe. No pipe, no bowl, no Fiddler's 3. But then again, I don't know if Charlotte has ever been a merry old soul. You then see, then get get Joan Jett and the Blackhearts playing Ronda Rousey to the ring. I'm a big fan of Joan Jett. I love seeing her live. It's always fun. Then Charlotte comes out, and then once again, you have the two champions coming out first, and then the only person not in gold comes out last. Becky coming out it was interesting compared to the other two entrances, very minimal. But then again, she's kind of keeping it simple. And then they went at it. Becky started out with basically Becky and Ronda throwing hands at each other. Then Charlotte gets a mix, and then Charlotte and Becky are throwing hands at each other. Again, there was kind of some crazy spots that, at one point, Ronda's looks like she's trying to hold this armbar on the outside, but this is when, but then Becky comes and kicks her, and then I think what was supposed to happen was Ronda was supposed to get a hand, bring her torso up, and then get dropped so she could land on her back. But then it looks like her butt caught the ring apron. She ended up landing on her shoulder. Did not look good at all. It was coming down to, honestly, it was coming down to Charlotte and Becky, of course, throwing everything at each other. Charlotte, at one point, going for the disarm her on Becky. Becky ends up trying to do the figure 4 on Charlotte. Multiple armbar attempts by Ronda Rousey. At one point, like I said, I think it was just prior to the spot I was talking about, she was trying to put both of them in an armbar, and they both picked her up and then brought her over the ropes, and then that happened. Becky brings in out a table. She's got it set up. Then Charlotte throws her head into the table, and then Ronda knocks her out of the ring. She's grabbing the table. You want the table? You want the table? And she throws it off to the side, saying, "I don't need no blankety blank table." More action between Becky and Ronda. Then Charlotte once again getting back into the mix. She knocks them both down. She props up the table in the corner. They're both standing. At one point, both Becky and Ronda are standing in front of it. Charlotte looks like she's going for this. She's going for the spear. Double hip toss into the table. Charlotte pretty much knocked out of the competition. Ronda once again goes for the armbar, but Becky counters with a crucifix pin, getting the 1, 2, 3. Although I'm not gonna lie, it looks very, very awkward. A lot, I've heard people say, I've heard people saying that it looked like Ronda wasn't ready. It looked like Ronda botched it. But either way you slice it, the ref counted 3, so you have a bit of a dusty finish there. However, the finish it was. Your winner and new Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion, the man, Becky Lynch. Wow. I mean, I know this takes a bit. I'm going through, 8 hours worth of wrestling in a half hour. I can understand where you think I get long-winded, but, like I said, there was a lot to cover. Alright, so, best and worst of the night. Okay, for me, easily, best match of the night, Kofi and Daniel. Those two guys put on an incredible match. Great pacing, great storytelling. We're able to slow it down despite the fact that these two are known for being speedsters and high flyers. So, that of course, incredible. Worst match of the night, in my opinion, I hate doing this. I really do. To be quite honest, for me, the worst match of the night was Samoa Joe and Rey Mysterio, mostly because it was just too short. I mean, it's great to see the women headline. I mean, it was a great match, but you had some incredibly talented wrestlers in a lot of these matches. So, and I'm done. So what did you guys think of WrestleMania 35? What did you like? What didn't you like? Was it too long? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That's a heck of a lot of wrestling for fans to watch, but it didn't drag as much as you would think. 7.5 hours of wrestling would. So what did you guys think of WrestleMania 35? What are your favorite matches? What did you hate? Let me know in the comments section below. As always, you can talk to me via my social media. Of course, thank you to everybody who tuned in for the Guido Goes Live as we talked about RCW Bravery Above All. Hop on the Guido Goes Off Facebook if you want to watch that. Of course, the RCW Facebook page, we have all the matches available. And of course, the start times, where tickets are available. So, please, once again, please come out. It's for a very good cause, the Special Olympics Law Enforcement Torch Run. If you can be in the Jacksonville area this coming Saturday, it's for a great cause. We greatly appreciate it. So, once again, WrestleMania 35 in the books, and so am I. Ladies and gentlemen, a big thank you to everybody who's been tuning into these videos. Of course, we'll talk about some more of the interesting things that happened during WrestleMania weekend, probably in the next couple of days. But until next time, I am the Guido, and I think we're done here.